In this video, we're gonna start to work with Adobe Premiere Pro. We're gonna check the interface, make a quick tour of all the menus and panels and tools and commands. So we're gonna do like a quick explanation of how everything works, and then in the next lessons, we're gonna go more into depth. So when we open up this new version of Premiere Pro, we are here in the welcome screen, which is defined by this icon here on page. And we can also go into learn, which we can use to learn like basic features or advanced features. So it's a really interesting section. And here you can see I have down here the most recent files, and I have the possibility to create a new project up here on the left and open an existing project. Now, if I want to go for a recent, I can click here and I can open up a project right away. Now, this one here is not the most popular and most used interface. You can change the interface in Premiere Pro, and I will show you how to get to the standard interface. So if I want to go back to the home page, I can click here and just go back. So if we create a new project, there you go. Now you can see it usually starts now with this first part of the workflow of Premiere Pro, which is importing. So up here, you can see there are three sections: importing, editing, exporting. So these three buttons here, these three main panels, import, edit, export, are telling you how everything basically works in Premiere Pro. Now remember, this is a beginner lesson, so we are starting up with Premiere Pro, so it's going to be really easy and really basic. So if you are more expert, you can just jump to the next lesson. Otherwise, we're going to keep it step by step, and we're going to increase the level little by little. So if you want to start with a new project here, you can just define a name. So I can call this lesson 01, and we can call this lesson 01 interface. And here you can also get files from your local hard disk right here. So you can search for movies and audio. You can insert video clips, audio clips, images, pictures, and so on. Otherwise, you can go here in the sample media, which are given to you to test the application. So if I select, for example, this one here, I just click on there and I can continue to click and add others, or I can also click this one here and hold the shift key, and that's gonna select all of them, or hold the control key. Well, anyway, this is also working with your computer again. So you can use the samples files. You can just go in your video folders and add many files. You can change the visualization here. This can be a list view where we can see the duration of each clip, the creation date, the frame size, the frame rate, the video codec. Now we're gonna explain this more later on, but just remember that each format, each file has its own characteristics that we can see here. So I can also change the size or the zoom. And let me go back to this other one here. And then you have filters and other stuff here. You have a search bar and so on. Now, it's asking me also what's going to be the name of the sequence, because everything it's based on sequences in Premiere Pro. So we create a new sequence here, and we can give this a name like sequence lesson 01. And then we have other possibility here. You can also enable the language auto detection, or you can change here into automatic transcription, or you can define the language you want. So I'm gonna keep in English right now, and that's it. So let's just create here the project. So press create, and you can see this is the interface that we just saw before. Now down here we have the sequence preview. So what we're gonna actually see on our sequence. Up here we have the timeline with our sequence right here. So there is also another one, but I can just delete this and I can keep just this one here. And then now here we have the tools. Now, again, this is not the standard interface. So how do we fix this? How do we adjust it? Now, first of all, you can also customize it. So if I click and drag on the borders, I can make this like really big and then dedicate more space to the timeline and the tracks. They are right here. So you can just click on the borders, or you can also click up here with the left mouse hold, and then you can drag and you can position this in another part of the interface. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on export. So let me just go back to edit. But these are the three phases. So first we import, then we edit, and then finally we export everything. Now in the middle runs everything, especially in the editing part. So this is where we can do montages, we can add effects, we can change the video clips, we can change the order, and etc. etc. We can cut, we can delete parts of the video clips. So up here we have the menus. And the one we're going to go to right away is the window menu, because this is where you'll find the workspaces. And usually to work with Premiere Pro, we use like essentials. So this is like showing you the essentials panels that you need in order to work comfortably in Premiere Pro. And there are also others here: window, workspaces. You can see all panels available. So if you click here, you can see all the panels. Some of them are up here and they are like hidden underneath other panels. So here you have like audio, mixers, and effects. And this one here is a feature for sharing media and going social here and publish. And if you click here, you can see all of them. So the source it will show you the source file. So if let me see here, double click, it's going to show me the source. And this one here instead is what we are creating, is our sequence, is our project. So there you go. This is already a montage of 2 different video clips that we can see. And then we have the tools now down here for editing. And again, we're going to explain everything later. And you have other panels underneath here, and on the right you have like effects, essential graphics, markers, metadata, history, and so on. So this is not the best one, I think, for beginners. Probably the best one to begin is the essentials. But then you have also others like for coloring, which is something we can do in Premiere Pro. We can do color correction, color alteration. We have the effects, so we can do video effects, and we can add also infographics, motion graphics, titles, and so on. So by having a look here to the various types of workspace, you can have a hint of what you can do with Premiere Pro. Now, another thing you can do if you start, for example, if I use the essentials and I start messing around, so I start to click this and make it smaller, and then maybe I want to change here also to list view. And by the way, this is what's happening in your project. So this is the sequence that we created automatically, and these are the 2 clips that we imported and selected and imported from the samples. So here, this is the project window, the project panel, and I think this is the most important one because you can see what you are working with, what are your assets, your formats, your files, etc., etc. And you have also other information. If you expand this, you can see the duration, etc., etc., all the important information. And then in the middle here, this is also really important. This is where you preview your sequence. And this little blue thing is called the CTI, or the current time indicator. So if you click and drag this around, you can see, back and forward what you're doing. And this is a player that you can play, you can stop, and you can see your sequence that you created. So really important. And then you have the timeline, also really important because you can see all the tracks that you're using. This is an audio video track, so you have audio part and a video part. So on the top here you have V1, V2, V3, these are the videos or video tracks. Down here, A1, A2, A3, you have the audio tracks. And then you have like additional panels here on the right that you can also close. These are not so essentials. So maybe if I want, I can, just click and drag this and position this elsewhere. So if I click and drag, you can see that these are gonna snap around. So if I click here and, position that up there, and you can mess around a lot here. These are text, so you can click and drag all these panels around in the interface. Now, if you're not happy with this, well, if you're happy with this, you can save this layout. So I can go to Window again and Workspaces, and we can go here Save as a new workspace. So I can call this JBD, I don't know, Premiere Pro, and save it. So I'm just gonna hit OK. And now if I go here in the workspaces, you can see there's the one that I just saved. So I can go back to learning. I can go and also reset to the save layout, or I can go here to the one that I just saved, or again back to the essentials. And you can see this is not the actual essentials because we modified this. So to reset this workspace, window workspace, reset to save layout. And again, we're back to the essentials, which I think is going to be the best and is going to be the one that I'm going to choose for this video course. So everyone can be on the same page here and you can follow without too many problems understanding, the panels and everything. You can also re-edit the workspaces. You can also import workspaces from other projects. And here, still in the window menu, we have all the other panels. So we can see which one it's open right now, like the effects or effects control, and which is closed. So if I don't want text, for example, I can click here and that's gonna turn off the text. And this other one, etc., etc. You can turn them on and off from here. So time code, for example, there you go. I just open it. Now, if you want, you can click on these three bars, just close it, undock it, and do other operations. Let's just close this. Okay, so, this is the basic, and this is a basic tour of the interface. I hope you understand now better how everything is organized here. Let's go back now to the user interface welcome screen, and then I'm going to create a new project. Now I don't want to select anything from here, and I want to call this lesson 01 empty. And here I can choose a folder where to store it, and be careful to store your video clips and everything, your project, pretty comfortable hard disk with a lot of space. So this is going to be the folder for my project. And I can also use a template, otherwise none. Now the template is going to help you organize a little bit the work. And that's it. Let's create. So now this is supposed to be empty. There you go. So we're only having some folders here organized for us by the template. And we have some basic sequences, Full HD and 4K. But here we have no sequence. And here we cannot see anything because right now this project is empty. It doesn't have any asset that we can display. So this is how it's going to look like until you drop in some file to work with. Now, what I want to do here is showing you a little bit also of the menu. So the file menu, it contains the commands to save, open, close. So all the basic commands. You can also import from here and you can export. Now, if you want to open a recent file, you can go here to open project and find it in the folder, or you can just go here, open recent. So if I want to go back to my lesson 01 interface, there you go. Now we can see again the tracks in the timeline and everything. Now we're going to explain more about importing, exporting later on, but this is just to give you the quick workflow of everything. So here you can save as with another name, you can close the project, you can open, etc., etc. So really basic settings. And let's say that I want to edit this a little bit. For example, if I click in the timeline with this red icon right here, if I click and drag, this is going to make the clip a little bit shorter. So now I've edited the file in a really simple way. And if you go and see up here, you have a little star. That means that this project is not saved yet. You didn't save the editing, or is not updated. So if you go here to File, we can do Save or Control S, and this is going to save it. Now, what you find here in the menus are the various commands on the left and the shortcut keys on the right. So if you remember the shortcut keys, you can be quicker doing these operations. Now, once you're finished editing, then you go in the last phase, which is exporting. And here you have a series of possibilities to publish, like for social media or YouTube, or here just export it in MP4. So you just need to give a name to this. So I can call this lesson 01. You can choose a folder, and I created a folder here called export. Okay, now I'm just going to call this lesson 01B, and then you can change here the various advanced settings, but I'm not going to spend time with this right now. I'm just going to go quick because everything here is set up for standard. So format is H.264, which is the standard. You can decide if you want to export video, audio, effects, and so on. And here, if you want to, you can preview again your little clip, and this is the source of, so this is the sequence lesson 01. This is the size, the frame rate, the audio quality, and also here again the format, the codec, and the timing, and so on. So you have like all the information you need. So once you're ready, you can just click on export. You can also go to media encoder, which is to convert and create more types of file and formats. But now we're just gonna export. So just wait, and once you're finished, you'll find the video in the folder where you exported. So this is the general workflow, and this is just a panoramic tour of Premiere Pro. Again, in the next lessons, we're gonna go more into specific. Now, before we leave this lesson, I wanna show you here quickly some of these menus. So in the edit menu, you find the possibility to go back. So Control Z to go back, and redo to go forward. So undo, redo, and these are the shortcut keys. Now, if you select a clip, you probably have more possibilities here. Here you can also select all clips, so you can do selection and all these stuff. Down here you have keyboard shortcuts. So if you want to customize the keyboard shortcuts, you can jump in here and change here all the commands and the shortcut keys that are binded with it. So you can customize it. We're going to come back here later. And then also really important panel is preferences. So you can pick any one of these. It's just going to open the preference panel. So this is general. And again, I don't want to show you too much complex things here. I just want to go with the most with the easiest and the ones that you can start to tweak, like the brightness here, or you can click on default. You can change the highlight color here. You can change the outline, or you can just click on default. Now, also, if you think you've done something wrong, you can click on reset. You can reset everything. And then you have all other preferences for the software. Auto saving. So this is automatically saving every 5 minutes. You can increase this more perhaps or less, depending on your speed. And let me see, labels. You can change the color. You can see this is the color right here. It's called iris. So you can also change this into something else. And you can change here for movie, video, audio. You can change the colors, or you can also use presets like classic, vibrant, editorial, Again, if you're not happy, you can reset, and you can choose which things you want to reset right here. And also you can save, load, labels, and so on. And just to finish this, and we're gonna come back again. Well, it's not in here. I want to show you how you can change the language. To change the language, we need another panel that is not really visible here. So we need to hold Control of our keyboard, and then we need to press F12. So Control plus F12, we can open up the console. And here you can see there is the application language right here, which is right now is in English. So if you don't find it, you can just type here language, search, and there you go. So here you can change it. For example, if I want it in Italian, which is my language, I can put IT and then IT. Okay, and that's going to change the language, but I'm just going to keep it in English. And one important thing, you need to reset everything in order for this to work. Otherwise, it will keep the current language. So what other things here? Clip. So you can see everything is grayed out. So to see something here, I need to select the clip, and now I can see here. I can rename it. I can modify it. I can link it, unlink it. But again, we're gonna talk about this later. And sequences basically are a combination of, or a sequence of clips and audio files, video files. Markers, this can help you to indicate parts of your project. Graphics and tiles, this is to use fonts and align graphics, motion graphics, or static graphics. View, this is showing you the preview settings here. So we need to select the preview, and then you have more options. So playback resolution, rulers, guides, and so on. Window, we just talk about this in this lesson because this is important for the interface. And that's it. Then you have the help when you can find the manual and other tutorials and so on. So we're gonna stop for this video right here. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated. And if you want to support us, please join as a supporter. And that's it. Go and check also our other courses in similar software like Shotcut, or if you want to have more effects, you can use Natron or After Effects. So you can also find also other courses and guides about other software like 3D software and graphic design, which you can use also in here in Premiere Pro. You can import from basically any software. So thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.